everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. This is Rogue, who sometimes likes to be with me so that she can bark out the window. And I understand that it's hot in the rest of the country. Here it's a little cooler than usual, and it keeps threatening to rain. We get all these black clouds, and I'm sure somewhere it rains. Once in a while I wake up and my windshield on my car is dirty. That's how I know a little bit of water fell. When it's hot like this in desert climates, we get something like that's called virga, and it's when the water evaporates before it actually hits the ground. But we also get very light sprinkles. So we're having some of that and high humidity for us. I know that because I used to live in Florida, that what's humid to us, you guys go, ha, I laugh at that. It's only 98 degrees right now. And it is midday, and that is unusual. It says it feels like 101. After a certain point, nasty hot is just nasty hot, right? Yeah, let's just say. But I was out, I had to go out of the air conditioning, so I'm all sweaty and hot. So this isn't a weather channel. This is a channel about cross-stitch and sometimes quilting and sometimes art and sometimes crochet and sometimes knitting. Mostly cross-stitch. Today all I have is cross-stitch related things. I thought about quilting, but then I had to do, excuse me, there's something on the screen and it's just driving me bananas because it's right in front of my eye. I know it, you can't probably see it, but you know, thank you. So anyway, first I'm going to talk about my FFOs, and then I have a finish. And did I show you that finish last week? Maybe. I don't remember, and I didn't go back and look. This is my Flosstube number 98, I believe. And yesterday, which was August 7th, was 1 week until my birthday. My birthday is on August 14th, and so I will be soon having a birthday. I should be excited about a birthday, right? My siblings are, or rather my sister is. Both of my sisters are. You know, at my age, I like it when people, when we go out to eat or when we, get together. But it's just another day. And yet, don't get me wrong, I will appreciate any presents. So, with the preliminary stuff out of the way, I am going to show you some of my FFOs. Now, of course, I put them out of my reach. Y'all saw this before it was put into a strawberry, so it is now a finished strawberry. This is the Erica Michaels pattern, Life is Better Woof, and these words are supposed to be Fur Mom, which I don't really like. So I put my dog's name. I was going to put the year, but I didn't feel like spending the time trying to figure out how to do it, on that angle. It was hard enough doing the name, but at least I had the beginning parts of the other word to go by. So, yeah. So there's that one, which you knew I was going to finish. And then there is Stitch All the Things, also by Erica Michaels. And you saw the topper last week. That's not dangly. I wanted it dangly, but you know, oh well. So there's that one. And then I'm going to put a picture here of what the, stop chewing on your foot, on the, of the way this topper looked flat, because you can kind of see better what it looked like. I spent most of the week crocheting. As I showed you last week, I had a purchased crochet type ribbon that I sewed to the top, and then I crocheted a topper. I gathered it a lot to make it more like this. I'm not sure that I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave it like that for now until I make the other one. And I may decide to make it flatter and come down on here more, but this is from the Holly Jolly Patterns, again by Erica Michaels. And those are 3 crocheted ribbons, a snowflake button, and the candy cane. And I won't call that a button because it doesn't have holes. It was the number that was given to, well, when I went on to the website, the Jabco website, when I went on there to look for these, I didn't have the number. I just put in candy cane, and there were 2 sizes. So I bought them both. And the larger size has holes for a button. This size does not. So technically, it's not really a button. But you can kind of see right here. Oh, I just round. That's actually the same thread that I used for that. That cracking, if you can hear it, is my dog chewing on her foot. I don't know. I think I might have shown you the finish of this last week, but since I didn't go back and look and check, I'm just going to go ahead and show it. Again, Twin Peak Primitives Black Halloween series. I'm going to finish it as a pillow. I have the fabrics all picked out. I was going to finish it when I was finishing the berries and this other finish I have to show you, this other FFO. And I decided, you know, I should probably feed my dad and stuff like that, and then I never got back to it because of other things going on. So it's not done yet. Hopefully by next week you'll see a finished pillow on this. I'm kind of excited to get that done. Now I plan to make it as one of those envelope pillowcases and make my own insert for it, so that I can finish other seasonal things the same size, if I have anything that'll work that size, so that I can just take that off and store it flat and then put something else on that pillow. I loved that idea that Kathy Haberman of Hands On Design had, and I was like, oh, I could use that, because I don't have a lot of place to store stuff when it's not that season. So yeah, so I finished this a while back and I finally FFO'd it. This is Tiny Modernist Strawberry Cow. I finished it on a block that I got at Hobby Lobby. It was a July 4th wood decor block, and it has a galvanized metal, it slides flat, but it had rivets here, which made it difficult for me. But when I see, this is 2 separate pieces of sticky board. And when I cut the second one, I was like, oh, I don't want any bulk, bringing it out like this. So I'm not going to cut it exactly the same size. Well, then there was no bulk. So I had this gap, and it showed this red color right here. And I didn't like that. So I got that ribbon, and I glued that on first. And yeah, okay, it's not even all the way around, but Anyway, I made this as a gift for my friend, and she is probably not going to watch this video because she is a business owner and has very little extra time on her hands because but anyway, she might watch it. I don't know. So I'm sending that out, not tomorrow, not today, but soon. Well, I could send it. I have another package to go out. We'll see. And then for Crossstitch Camp, wow, it's only 11 minutes in, and I am already almost done. I was like, when I was thinking about what I'd done this week, I was like, I haven't done anything. On Tuesday last week, I had a very, very, very bad headache. One of those headaches that's so bad that you feel like you're going to vomit. Fortunately, I had a physical therapy appointment scheduled for that day, and he did some more of that dry needle on my neck. They just covered my eyes and had me lay there, and then they put heat and that electric stimulation stuff on there. And my headache went away, but I didn't feel good because my neck was still hurting, and because the needles go into the little muscles. And while it doesn't hurt for the needles to go in, your muscles are sore after, because what it does is it loosens up that muscle tension. And so I didn't cross stitch except maybe a few little pieces, one or two stitches. And then I spent a lot of time crocheting the tops for the Christmas berry, and I just really didn't feel like doing anything for all of Tuesday, most of Wednesday. So I really didn't get a lot done. And then things came up. So, I'm going to interrupt myself again. I had a visit with a new primary care doctor because my other one left the practice, and I wanted to stay at that same practice because it's 5 minutes from my house. So I wanted a referral for I have arthritis and have had for many years now in my left knee, and the orthopedist I saw before said that I couldn't have surgery unless I lost a significant amount of weight. Well, at the time it was just pain, and the pain management doctor that I went to then put some kind of injections in my knee, and it didn't hurt anymore, and it functioned fine. And he said it would wear off in a year or so, and then I couldn't afford to have the injections again. At that time I had really bad insurance that covered very little, and so the pain management doctor I was sent to this time wanted to do a nerve block, and he did a temporary thing, and then he didn't want to complete it and do it because I had excessive bleeding from the first time, and he said, no, you'll just bleed all over the place if we get in there and do the actual real one. And I said, okay. And so they sent me to therapy. Now the therapy I'm having is for my neck and my back and my knees. But it is not useful for my knees because the problem isn't the musculature of my knee. The problem is bone-on-bone arthritis. And so I wanted another referral to an orthopedist, hopefully a different one, because I'm also having pain in my hips. And it's getting very difficult for me to stand up from a sitting position if I've been sitting for any length of time. And I cannot afford to be down like that because I need to take care of my dad and, drive my sister around, and I can't not do things. Plus, I also just don't like being in pain. He said that the reason that I'm in pain is because I'm old and I have arthritis. I'm like, can I see an orthopedist, please? And he was very nice when he was saying it, but he was like trying to tell me, well, there's not really a whole lot they can do. They can maybe do gel injections. I'm like, okay, I don't want anything extensive, and I don't expect it to go away. I just can't have my knee giving out on me or, falling or having something worse happen. So, yeah. So that's the kind of week I've had. I'm old. Yeah, it's really nice to be told that, a couple weeks before your birthday. Yeah. Okay. Enough about that, because that is not why you're here, right? So, don't forget, 2 people asked for the Summerberry giveaway that I am going to do after I finish talking about the stitching I've done. So first, because it's less complicated, I'm going to talk about my Crossstitch Camp piece. And this is stuck in the bag. There we go. It is a little thimble, a little bee thimble box by Noteworthy needle, designed by Janice Note. You see here the beehive. There's a beehive on each side and a bee on the front and back. And you like my fancy project bag? It's the bag the fabric came in. Is it this fabric? Yeah, it was. This is 32 count platinum. This is as far as I've gotten on this. I'm going to use, this is just thread on my needle. It's not, I'm not traveling threads on this because it's white. Excuse me. So this half a bee will connect to another half a bee over here. And you can see where it's going to fold by these little squares. Right here. So that's one side and half of the back. And what I'm going to do, because I was going to just stitch along here as long as I needed to go, but what I decided to do was I went the first, for lack of a better word, square, and then I did the next 10, and now I'm working on the next 10 that way, so that easier for me to look where the placement's going to be for each item, because it has to be right or it won't center on the little end of the box right. It won't meet up perfectly with this other little bee, because it has to go around that wooden little box, and I think I showed you those little tiny pieces. So I'm about a little less than half done. I have not been working on it extensively because of one of the other projects I'm going to show you. put that back in the bag in a minute. So the autumn berry that I was working on, oops, that's upside down. By the way, we have air conditioning in this house. During the summer, our electric bill is like $400 a month. Now we are on a budget plan, so we don't get billed that, but that's how much we're using. And the air conditioning doesn't come in this room. I'm very hot. Okay, so if you see me sweating, that's why. Okay, so autumn berries, Erica Michaels again. I've seen berries by others, and I've been interested in them, but the ones that I really think are cute and want to do happen to be by Erica Michaels. Plus, the seasonal berries that we're doing for the Sal are Erica Michaels. So I'm working on this middle one, and that's as far as I've gotten. And I have to say, this U looks like a U. Okay? And, you know, I realize that trying to be decorative and all that, the next U, I was like, what is that? What is that? Is that a U? I'm going to stitch it as is, but it's got all these flourishes and that, and it's bigger than the other U, you know, and then the M is little again, and the N is fat. Let's see. You can see right there. It really doesn't look like a U, does it? Anyway, I'm going to stitch it as is this time because it will ruin the placing for me to change it. The letters on the leaves abound underneath are more normal, and so I don't care about those. So I'll stitch them as is. But I have not been making much headway on this because I love the way it looks, and the color is just beautiful. I was stitching on this because I hadn't done anything until we started filming Saturday morning for our Three Sisters creative video. And if you're not already watching that, you should go check it out. It's on my link tree below. But I should know not to stitch on anything intricate. Not that it's, you know, super intricate, but 32 count for me is difficult to look at. And so the T, I was working on the way I do like something like a T is, you know, I started over here and then I went like this and then I went down. And normally I would just go back up like this. I went down and then I did the U and then went back up. But Saturday morning I was working on this first leg down and I looked at it and I was like, it's going like this, because I kept going one thread over. It's like, I should not stitch while I'm trying to talk. Just shouldn't do it. I applaud those of you in Flosstube world who stitch while you talk every time, because I would have to undo it every single time because I make huge mistakes. It's just, I should know better. I really, really should know better. Which brings me to the bulk of my wasted time this past week. This is one of my Whip-Go calls this month. Underwater World, Stitchy Princess. And I'm starting here. Now, if you look here, this color and that color are different. When I very first started stitching it, they looked like the same color. I had to change it. But that wasn't the only problems I encountered. So I wanted to do it on this fabric. And I ended up changing the color of the little back here because you couldn't see the color. And then I tried, at first I had done both and you just couldn't see them. And then they looked the same color. So I went ahead and darkened this color up, and I started changing this color, and I was like, I really don't like it. I love this fabric, but it wasn't working the way I thought it would. It didn't look underwatery, for lack of a better description. And I was like, half of these threads won't show up. I'll have to change all of them. So then I started it on this. I've since pulled out threads, but I started on this and I was like, okay, this color will work. It's dark enough, but it just was so flat for water. I like this color, or I wouldn't have bought it. But for water, to me, it was just sort of there. So I took all that up. And I started it again on this fabric right here. These are not the called for, but this is. But I changed this color because I wanted them to look different. And I really like this. I think it works fine. But after I finished this little seahorse, I looked at it and counting what was left on the pattern, I was like, something's wrong here. Because when I went down and I used the tools in the thread stash in order to tell me how much fabric I needed, and it gave me the wrong number. I put in the right numbers, because then I put in those numbers again on Yarn Tree and got a different number. So it will not fit side to side by about an inch. Even if I had started it over here, it wouldn't have fit. So even though it looks beautiful on this fabric, but I'm going to cut that out and do something with it, because I'm not going to take it out. There's nothing wrong with it. And I told myself to just put it aside and not try again. But this is the fabric that I used for Daisy May. Daisy May is right here. But it's a huge piece of fabric. So I started again, right here. 4. But I'm counting those toward my 15 days on this project. So I was hoping I would get it done during the 15 days. Yeah, that's not going to happen now. But I know it looks pretty on this. So, and I had it. So that's good. You know, this just really makes me sad. I may stitch the one going the other way right here, and it would make a really cute pillow, wouldn't it? Or I could stitch the other one and maybe a mermaid, the mermaid that's on there. The mermaid is really big. See, at first I thought, well, maybe I can just make it skinnier and take out something, because, you know, it's plenty long. I was like, I could just do the mermaid and the castle, the two ends, and make this shorter, narrower, and just take out something to make it narrower. And I looked at it and I was like, but I would have to take out big things like the octopus and, you know, I don't want to do that. So, you know what might be cute is if I did these little fishies and this little border and move this over here. And then maybe even put these little castle things. Made a little pillow like that. In all the tons of time that I have. Yeah. So I will continue to work on this. I need to get in 15 days. I don't think I'm going to get in 15 days. Well, maybe, because I've already got 4 days on it. But it is already the 8th. So that is all the stitching I have for you. So now we're going to do the giveaway. Oh, it's right here. Okay, Roxanne, email me. My email is below in the description. Email me with your physical address, and you will be getting a springtime berries pattern. And then the summertime berries, I will be giving those away next week. So if you would like my gently used pattern, just put summer in your comment. I would like for you to be a subscriber. Please like this video, and good luck. Thank you. That is all for this week. Have a great week. I hope you guys are not in some of the areas where it is nasty hot still. Keep cool. And good stitching. Thanks. Bye.